We were just talking about this earlier. So key messages, like everyone says, we need key messages for X, Y, and Z, right? What are they? Why do we need them? How do we use them, right? And Tracy, we may differ in terms of our approach. So I'll share what mine is.
And then I'll disagree with you.
Yeah.
Tell them mine.
Okay, please. Okay. I like writing, when I think of key messages, it's, things that are, what is the heart of what you're telling that audience? So again, going back to your audiences, you might have some messages for various audiences because you're asking them to do different things. One thing around key messages, I have seen key messages that are 20 pages long. They do not have to be that. Don't do that. because then it sits on the shelf, right? So I like to do key messages that are like plain and simple. So maybe at the top you have like your 30-second, 15-second elevator pitch. Maybe you break down some of those key bullet points and you have some proof points. So I'm making a claim about, I don't know, some sort of system that's going to be implemented and the benefits of that system. Maybe it's about cyclical stuff like benefits enrollment, but maybe it's changing a little bit. Maybe you're changing providers or they're doing things in a different way. And then what I like to do is I'll throw in a couple FAQs, and how I use that key message document. I try to make it 2-3 pages, 5 max. It really depends, but 2 or 3, that's my go-to. And then because I want it to be simple. The reason why I want it to be simple is that I want to be able to give it to somebody so that they can use that information when they're crafting information or if they have to respond to a question. So it's like, what is the heart of, what are the things that they're going to be repeating, the anchor to whatever that work is? What are the things that they would be saying throughout an email? Like we're going to get into tactics later, but maybe it's an email, maybe it's a speech, maybe it's a video. So that's how I think about key messages.
Yeah, and we're not that different. But for me, they're so much shorter document. For me, key messages is 1 page.
Okay.
Because it's, to me, 4-6 things that are going to be repeated over and over again. So let's say it's a cyclical HR event.
Sure.
What's one of the key messages? Benefits enrollment closes November 20th.
Does it open? Maybe it opens on a date too, right?
Sure.
Okay.
But my
I'm just
point,
kidding.
But my point is, partner. That'll sound good in the sounding.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, he'll love that.
He'll love that. But so key messages don't need to be fancy. They just need to be those things that need to be repeated over and over again as part of this thing. What are the things you want people to remember the most? And Faye talked about, the benefits. Let's say it's a change. We're changing from system A to system B.
Sure.
And we want people to understand that we think system B is way better.
Okay.
And we're going to say the benefits of system B are ABC. And we're going to say the benefits of system B are ABC in about 20 different places, because that's a key message we really want to drive home. We want to drive home the deadline for doing it. Maybe there's a corporate statement that goes with that. I don't know, whatever they might be. Maybe a statement is, this is a simpler, easier, faster system. So I look at them again as a much shorter list of key messages, because I've seen communications plans and the key messages are like every line of, say, there's a message from the CEO. And so they have every line in the CEO's message as a key message, but that's not, in my view, what a key message is. It's those things that if people remember nothing else, they're going to remember these 3, 4, 5 things. Okay. And I do agree, putting them into FAQs is brilliant. And we don't have an FAQ section for this, but it is, 7.8 is doing FAQs actually helps you really embed those key messages into, why are we doing FAQ? Why are we doing this? We are doing this because key messages. Yeah. When are we doing this? We are doing this on key message. Yeah. What is the impact on me? Key message. So you're right. FAQs are a good way to put key messages into practice and to really decide what the most important ones are.
Yeah, I like FAQs for that reason, to really just kind of like, I can write those key messages plainly as statements, but then I think the FAQs actually challenge me to like actually put it into language, answer those questions, because people will ask those questions, like they'll ask it on like they're gonna yammer on an email, they're gonna call ServiceNow, like when they have that technical question. So anyway, maybe selfishly it's an exercise for me to make sure I know what they are.
Well, and I think it can work for everybody, because so say I'm writing key messages, and I can get, lofty and corporate in my writing. And then if I try to use that key message in an FAQ where I might actually be talking to a human being, I'm not going to use those words.
Exactly.
So guess what? Change the message. The key message is wrong. The sentiment is right, but you got to say it in a way that humans can actually relate to.
And dogs, maybe.
But corporations are not people.
Ah, that's right.
Except in the US. Or corporations all people.
Ooh.